Have you ever looked at your cat, frozen in place, staring intently at an empty corner of the room and wondered, are they seeing a ghost, plotting world domination, or just absolutely terrified of something you cannot even see? We have all been there, but what if I told you that invisible ghost they are staring at isn't a ghost at all? Today, we are going to decode that secret language. By the end of this, you will be fluent in feline fear, and you will know exactly how to turn that terrified little tiger back into a comfortable companion. The windows to a terrified soul. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, but for a cat, they are the ultimate barometer of their emotional state. When a cat is relaxed, their pupils are usually thin slits, especially in bright light. But when fear strikes, a massive dose of adrenaline floods their tiny bodies. Their pupils will blow up like dark, bottomless saucers. This is the classic Puss in Boots look. While it might look incredibly cute to us, it is a biological survival mechanism. By dilating their pupils to the absolute maximum, your cat is allowing as much light as possible into their eyes. They are desperately trying to widen their field of vision to locate the source of the danger and plan a rapid escape route. If you see those massive black circles taking over their eyes when there's plenty of light in the room, your cat isn't trying to be adorable. They are terrified. Airplane ears and radar dishes. While the eyes are a massive giveaway, there's another subtle facial cue that tells you everything you need to know. Pay close attention to their ears. Cats have over 30 muscles in their ears, allowing them to swivel like high-tech radar dishes independently of one another. When they are curious, those ears are pitched forward. But when a cat is scared, those ears go into defense mode. They will flatten out against the sides of their head, resembling the wings of an airplane. This is often referred to affectionately as airplane ears, but the reason behind it is strictly survival. In the wild, cats are both predators and prey. If a cat feels a fight or an attack is imminent, flattening the ears protects these delicate appendages from being bitten or scratched by an opponent. Keep listening, because while the face tells a powerful story, the next sign involves a full body transformation that might just remind you of your favorite Halloween decoration, and it is completely unmistakable. The classic Halloween silhouette. We have all seen the classic image of the Halloween cat. Arched back, standing on its toes, fur standing straight up on end. In the scientific world, this puffing up of the fur is called piloerection. When a cat is deeply spoked, tiny muscles at the base of their hair follicles contract, causing the fur to stand erect. This is an evolutionary trick designed to make the cat look much larger and more intimidating to a potential threat. They will often turn sideways to the perceived danger while doing this. By presenting their side profile while puffed up to the absolute max, they are trying to create a massive optical illusion. It is their way of shouting into the void, "Look how big and scary I am. You do not want to mess with me." The telltale tale of terror. Your cat's tail is essentially an extension of their spine and a very loud megaphone for their emotions. A happy, confident cat holds its tail high in the air, often with a little curve at the tip like a question mark. But a scared cat does the exact opposite. If your cat is frightened, they will instantly lower their tail. Often they will tuck it tightly between their hind legs, wrapping it closely against their body. Just like a dog, a tucked tail is a universal sign of submission and intense fear. They are trying to make themselves as small and unnoticeable as possible. Alternatively, if the tail is thrashing violently back and forth, thumping against the ground, it means they are highly agitated, terrified, and quickly approaching their breaking point. The Symphony of Fear. Vocalizations are some of the most dramatic indicators of a frightened feline. We all know the happy trills and the hungry meows, but fear sounds completely different. When a cat feels cornered and terrified, they will rely on intimidation through sound. You will hear the unmistakable sharp hiss, which sounds remarkably like a snake, another evolutionary mimicry designed to ward off predators. If the hissing doesn't work, it escalates to a deep guttural growl that vibrates from deep within their chest, or a loud, long, and drawn-out yowl. However, there is a flip side to this. Sometimes the most terrified cats make absolutely no sound at all. They become completely mute. Vocalizing is an overt sign of distress, but what happens when your cat decides to simply vanish into thin air without a single sound? We are going to uncover the secrets of the feline disappearing act right now. The Great Feline Disappearing Act. One of the most common and instinctual responses to fear in a cat is the desperate urge to hide. If your cat is suddenly nowhere to be found when the doorbell rings or when you bring out the dreaded vacuum cleaner, they have likely triggered their bunker mentality. Scared cats will wedge themselves under beds, deep inside dark closets, behind washing machines, or at the very top of high bookshelves. They seek out enclosed, dark, and hard-to-reach places because these spots offer protection from all sides. In their mind, if they cannot see the monster cannot see them. It is crucial to understand that dragging a hiding cat out of their safe space will only amplify their terror. They need that darkness to regulate their racing heart rate. The Invisibility Cloak Protocol. Sometimes there is nowhere to hide. When a cat is caught out in the open and suddenly terrified, they might employ a completely different tactic, the freeze response. They will stop dead in their tracks, completely immobilizing themselves like a statue. This goes back to their prey drive instincts. Many predators base their attacks on movement. By freezing completely, the cat is betting on blending into the background, hoping the perceived threat simply walks by without noticing them. If you see your cat suddenly turn to stone in the middle of the hallway, eyes wide and unblinking, do not rush toward them. They are currently wearing their invisible cloak, and sudden movements from you will shatter the illusion and send them into a complete panic. Displacement and anxious habits. These overt signs of fear are relatively easy to spot, but cats are masters of subtlety. Sometimes extreme anxiety manifests in ways that look completely normal to an untrained eye. We call these displacement behaviors. Imagine you are nervous for a big speech and you start biting your nails or twirling your hair. Cats do the exact same thing. A terrified or deeply stressed cat might suddenly start grooming themselves frantically. They might lick their lips repeatedly, yawn when they aren't tired, or scratch at a spot furiously. They are channeling their nervous energy into a repetitive action to self-soothe. These subtle signs are absolutely crucial to catch, because if you ignore this creeping anxiety, the next sign might actually leave a terrible mess on your favorite rug. Litter box rebellions. This is the sign that frustrates pet owners the most, but it is deeply misunderstood. If your perfectly potty-trained cat suddenly starts urinating or defecating outside of their litter box, do not immediately assume they are angry or acting out of spite. Cats do not experience spite the way humans do. Inappropriate elimination is very often a massive red flag for severe stress and fear. If something has terrified them, perhaps a stray cat outside the window, a loud noise, or a change in the household, they might feel too vulnerable to use their litter box. When a cat uses the bathroom, they are in a compromised position. If they feel unsafe, they will find somewhere else. Furthermore, spreading their scent around the house by urinating on your bed or clothes is a desperate attempt to comfort themselves with their own smell. Becoming the ultimate cat whisperer. So now that you know exactly how to read the complex, subtle, and sometimes dramatic language of a terrified cat, what do you actually do? How do you banish that invisible ghost and bring your best friend back to reality? First and foremost, never force an interaction. Give them space. If they are hiding, let them hide. Speak to them in a soft, low, and calm voice. Avoid direct, unbroken eye contact, which is considered a threat in the feline world. Instead, try giving them a slow blink. Slowly close and open your eyes while looking in their general direction. This is a feline sign of trust and affection. You can offer high-value treats by gently tossing them near their hiding spot, but do not make them come to your hand to get it. Let them realize on their own time that the environment is safe. Be patient. Fear floods a cat's system with stress hormones, and it can take hours for those chemicals to dissipate. The next time your cat freezes, puffs up, and stares in absolute terror at an empty corner of the room, you don't need to call a paranormal investigator. You just need to read their body language, respect their boundaries, and give them the time and space they need. Because once you understand the secret language of their fear, you can easily become their ultimate safe haven.